my eyeliner's a bit bright. You might notice this on any other videos in this room that I made, because I think that's probably right. Anyway, I don't know why I got a tablet. Really. I just thought I might as well. So my phone does everything a tablet does anyway. So, but still, it's quite cool. But it's might as well use it for something. So this is my blog about Game of Thrones that I was gonna. I've been threatening to do. I've just made this like last night. Season 7 ended, and it's pretty heavy. And I've been thinking about it quite a lot. And as I've said previously, it's one of my favourite things, Game of Thrones. So I like to go on about it a hell of a lot. My whole blog really is about good writing and bad writing, and what's good writing, what's bad writing. Really, it's just about writing, but focus on that because it's good to slag things off, because that's good fun. And also, it's nice to like praise things as well when they're really good. I love it when something's like really good. I can just talk about it like. But like to me, I'll go to watch a musical or something like that, and it just like blow me away. And I just like love seeing people act and just pulled together to put on a production and all that. I mean, people who've worked on a film or on TV, you probably know what I mean. It's just like a wicked thing to see the collaboration and the sort of art coming together, and the possibilities that you could achieve. So like working on something like the latest Star Wars, say, must be pretty amazing. It probably blinds you to the fact that some of the writing's pretty off or whatever. And I think that's probably a fair comment. And I was going to do a Force Awakens one actually for bad writing or good writing, and I think I'm going to do that. I do like Force Awakens, and I put off seeing Rogue One for ages because of Force Awakens. Sort of, I was like a bit like, not sure about this, and everyone seemed to love it, so I sort of didn't say anything. But and I just I didn't go to see Rogue One at the cinema really because of it, because I was like, it would just be rubbish, and it was actually really, really good. You think actually Star Wars has got a lot of there's a lot of hope for it. I just think maybe they had to make the first one pretty much exactly the same as the original Star Wars just to remake it or something. God knows. But anyway, that's a different subject, because good writing, bad writing, tailing off. And Game of Thrones season 7, the latest one. Well, I think I've said this before, that the writing in Game of Thrones has been getting worse and worse since George R.R. Martin's books have sort of run out essentially, and like I don't like talking too much into detail or plot spoilers or things like that. I can avoid it. So reasons why I think this will become apparent over several hours of me rambling. I think season 6 and 7 are quite a good, easy comparison. Especially 7's like just. I don't think amongst writers there can be that much argument about the fact that basically a lot of this plot doesn't make sense anymore, and it's I love Game of Thrones. It's so well made, and the acting is just unbelievably good sometimes. It's brilliant, and the effects are just way off the scale for anything that's been on TV before. And I can see exactly why they're just they've kind of fallen in love with the whole doing huge set pieces and fucking off the story a bit. Because it's easy to do in this day and age, and I'll tell you why. It's because of this sort of fanboy culture that you get, or this fangirl, fanboy culture that you get. Things like, and it's perpetuated by the internet basically, and forums and things like this, where nothing is bad about something. Like everything is great. It's either great, it's amazing, or it's terrible and it's shit. If you come and criticise it with any kind of constructive way, you're like shouted off the forum for being like negative or whatever it is, or for ranting. The number of times people have had to go me for ranting. It's like, how am I ranting? I'm just giving my point. Unfortunately, a rant now is just this. This is a rant. It's just you talking basically about something. Having an opinion on it is a rant. But anyway, that's relevant. I mean, it's easy to find things that are saying kind of what I'm saying, but maybe they'll be too harsh. And then there's so many things that like, oh, why do you even watch it then? Why do you even watch it? You don't like it. It's like, no, I do like it. It's just like I liked it more before when it was well written, and now it's starting to annoy me because the plot isn't doing justice to the characters anymore, and it's not fair on the actors. It's not fair on the people. It's not fair on anyone. And I was pretty much in my mind 100% blaming the producers who write it for this, but now I'm not so sure because of this guy. Because basically the director Alan Taylor came out with this. This is the only reason that really I wasn't going to say anything, because like I said before, I don't want people to think I hate it, and I'm like just bitching. And cause I'm not, because I love it and it's brilliant, and I'll watch it. I've watched every episode of the series 3 times. I've already watched last night's one twice, and I'm watching it again as soon as I finish this. I'm going to watch it tonight because I love it. I love everything about it, apart from some of this writing. Essentially, what the problem is with this, as I will explain, and this is massive spoiler, so okay, like I'm going to just light up a cigarette, and I'm going to let you walk away from it if you don't want to see spoilers. Okay. Okay, you're gone. Right, sweet. So this whole plot doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. The whole idea of getting White, bringing him back to Cersei is stupid. It's stupid. Like, why do you need to do that? Like, you've already beaten. You just wiped out almost the entire Lannister army. You could literally just end the war now. End it now. Defeat Cersei. Burn her if you have to, and then go up and do the White Walkers. There's no need to go back behind enemy lines with 10 of them, right? There's 10 or 11 of them to go and get this thing, right? And this just, I'm quite passionate about this because all you've achieved is you've killed Viserion. He's gone. Even worse than that, he's now with the Night King. He's riding them around like he owns. So you've given me 7 series of Viserion from a little from little egg, little hatchling to this awesome beast, and then you've done that to him. I knew something like this was going to happen. I knew one of them had to go at least, probably all of them, whatever. But like in this way, no, I just can't take it. This is why I need to say this, because it didn't have to go behind enemy lines. You didn't have to do that, and given they did have to do that, right? If you consider the fact that all they needed to do was get this dead undead thing, there's loads of ways they could have done that. They could have just taken the geezer that got killed by the polar bear anyway and gone back. So we'll give them credit for that. It's like, they're like, okay, well, shut up, David. I've done it now. It's a bad plan. Okay, so it's a bad plan. So they went back and it was a bad plan. But like, so when Gendry, run back with Gendry, just run with him, all of you, just run with Gendry back towards the wall. And all the extras will have to form things, because all that happened was the extras died. Nobody else even died in it except for Viserion. The only one that didn't deserve to die in that was Viserion, and you killed him. Made him into an undead dragon now. You don't know how sad that makes me when he came flying over to do that to the wall with his little eyes and stuff, and it's difficult. It's difficult, and I think that for me was the point where I was like, I'm going to have to say something about this now, because I don't mind him going, but you can't just do that, not in that fashion, not in a stupid way like that. This is the problem with the writing. Is like in the books, this wouldn't have happened, because in the books it's detailed and it's laboured, and every action has a reaction and every decision has a consequence, and it comes back often to haunt them. In the book, if for some reason he had contrived that scenario in the book, I think a couple of them would have died for sure, 100%. I can totally see him saying, well, him giving them a brief thing, saying, okay, what the dragon Viserion's going to be turned into a white walker dragon, and everyone will go, wow, that's amazing, can't wait for that. And fair play, that's an awesome idea. But you've got to then contrive for that to happen as a writer, and to come up with that idea is just ridiculous. It's just, all you've done is made the characters that people trust look really stupid. Why would you want to do that to yourselves? It's only because, and this is my problem with this last few episodes, it's because they wanted to get people together in the same scenes to do cool stuff and show everything off, and they're trying to rush it and push it together. There needs to be at least 2 more episodes in this, and I understand they probably couldn't do that because of contractual issues or whatever, but they should have thought about that and said, okay, well, Kit Harington's not going to be here for that, Emilia Clarke's not going to be here for that, but we'll do like Samwell Tarly. Why are you just cutting his character apart. He's done some really bizarre things in this series. Dragonglass is under at Dragonstone. He's just discovered that in a book randomly written. Dragonglass under the thing. He didn't have to do anything. Oh, look, Dragonglass under the thing, and nobody had seen this. Oh, how would we build these things 8,000 years? Oh, look, Dragonglass under the thing. Like, no, that's bollocks. And that's a shortcut. The old Game of Thrones would have taken about 2 episodes for that, for him to find that and to sort that out and to get it to John and blah blah blah. But obviously they're like, no, because we need Kit to go to see Amelia as soon as we can. We need them to meet up. So all this is really is a contrivance to get them there, because he needs a dragonglass. So we haven't got time. Why waste time doing other stuff? And no one can deny that they're teleporting from here to there to there to here. In the first series, which is literally like just the book but on screen, pretty much. Actually, it's not. It's got some really good little innovations by the screenwriters, actually, which I'll definitely say, because they deserve a lot of credit, because it's the same people. But for some reason they're letting this go too. They're just letting the writing go. And it's, in series 1, what happens is Ned Stark becomes a hand, and then he goes down to King's Landing and he takes the two girls. Bran is pushed out the window by Jaime Lannister. Nobody knows it's Jaime Lannister, but he's pushed out and he's in a coma. So they have to stay back. He's originally going to go, but he can't because he's he's crippled, so he has to stay at home. And Caitlin stays at home with him. She goes really bad, and she's like by his side, and Rob has to sort of step up, and it's all a bit like tense, basically. Fair enough. They get from Winterfell to King's Landing in 2 episodes, an episode or 2 episodes, because if you remember, if you've seen it, that what happens on the King's Road when they're going back to King's Landing is that Joffrey and Arya fall out, and Arya throws his sword into the river and ends up with Sansa's wolf lady getting killed by Ned for no reason, because Cersei's a bitch. And Arya throws a rock at Nymeria, her wolf, and says to her, go. It's really, really fucking sad. But anyway, if you've seen the episodes, this is all spoilers. Don't watch it if you haven't seen it. Okay, just don't watch it. Someone comes in, like in the first series, an assassin is sent to kill Bran, and he's got that Valerian steel dagger. Caitlin protects him, and she holds the dagger like that, and then Bran's wolf Summer comes in and kills the guy. And it's the first time Caitlin hates the wolves until that point, incidentally, and then she's like, oh my god, you saved us. And she kind of, and the wolves, she lets them in, and what happens, they basically are told that it's the Lannisters, and as it turns out, this is completely made up by Littlefinger, who's trying to steal the throne for himself and just start a war, basically, is what he's trying to do. And Caitlin falls for it hook, line, and sinker, because she's like a childhood friend of Littlefinger. So she goes to King's Landing to see Ned and warn him, and then Littlefinger tells her that it's the knife is Tyrion's. No, it's not, but that's what he says. He says it's mine, but I lost it in a bet to Tyrion. And she's like, oh my god, because everyone wants to hate Tyrion at this point, because he's like the imp, and he's a Lannister, and he's a bit of a cocky bastard. But meanwhile, this is my point, is like Tyrion has gone up to the north with Jon Snow and Benjen Stark to the wall, because Jon Snow's taken the black, and he's gone with Uncle Benjen, and then blah blah blah. But it takes them a while to get up there, and then it takes them a while when they're up there, and it takes them a while to get back. And then when you think about Arya and the Hound in season 2 and 3, and their massive journey that they go on, they end up going to, the twins, and then they go all over the shop, basically. But anyway, the point is, it's really well done, and it's just brilliant stuff. All those first 3 series, and I enjoyed it. I'm still enjoying it, and like I say, it still emotionally affects me, and I can't wait to see what happens. I really can't. But it's just an appeal to the writers of Game of Thrones, is just to sort it out next series.